Hey physics friends, my name is Mr. Hare and I will be your physics guide through this year, whatever this year looks like. It's going to be an interesting year, but I'm honestly pretty excited to see how we can get this material to you and how well I think that you can do on this. I just wanted to take this time to introduce myself, to share with you a couple of things which I think make for successful physics students, and then just give you a quick tour of some of the resources that we're going to be using this year. The first place I want to stop is Schoology. I am learning this right along with you, and I will promise you that I'm not exactly sure how this works yet, but we'll figure it out together. And just know that there's going to be a little bit of unknown at the beginning, and that's just fine. We'll figure it out together. It's not going to be a big deal. Number two, Mr. Hare's physics website. So this is typically where in the past, where I kept a lot of my stuff. And there's a link to it right here inside of Schoology. This one right here, physics sites. Go ahead and bookmark this when you get a chance. Inside of here, all of the units that we're going to be covering throughout the year are right here. And so when you go into those units, you'll notice that if you need notes, you can print them out and you can just fill in certain things. Or if you like writing out everything, some people just kind of like doing their own thing, but that's there for you. There are flashcards, should you like to use those. There are study guides. Some of the worksheets that we do, I'll end up putting answer keys on there. The videos, lectures that we're going to have, different resources that you'll see there on the website. The next stop I want to do, I want to talk about what makes a successful physics student and what doesn't make a successful physics student. And I saw this video last week, and I thought it was awesome, and I want to share it with you right now. And it goes way beyond physics, but I think it's very applicable to what we're going to be doing this year. So let's take a moment and check this out. He's from New Zealand. He's a fisherman down in New Zealand.
How you going? Are you well? I'm out here to see my little boat, and I just nailed my very first snapper for the season. Hold it right there, boys, so it doesn't look so bloody big. Jeez, Clay Tool Stories. In the bin, on some ice, stoked as. Now, I'm on my little boat here, and I was just thinking, you know, if this little 3.3 Mercury broke down out here, what would I do if the wind was blowing me out to sea? Well, I'd probably put my ego aside and tell one of my mates on the telephone, hey, I'm broken down, can you come and pick me up? Or if I was way out at sea, and my paddle was too hard to paddle out back into shore, I'd probably ring up the Coast Guard. Well, same thing applies to you. If you have a breakdown, like a mental breakdown, your head breaks down, because that bit of jelly between your ears, occasionally, just like a motor on a boat, can break down. So put your ego aside if you're going through a hard patch and you've had a breakdown, and call someone. Call someone, say, hey man, I've had a breakdown or I need help. And that way you'll be sweet as, bro. And good luck with your fishing.
I thought it was great. Knowing when to ask for help. In the past, science is a lot about data, and I'll just kind of share with you some of the data from the past. This was last year, how many physics students towards the end of the first semester. This is how many A's we had, how many B's, how many C's, how many D's, how many F's. And this was before the semester exam, so I honestly don't think I had any D's or F's after the exam was taken. I just couldn't find my data on it. This was what I had at the end of last year. A's, B's, C's, D's, F's. So this was, I mean, you guys can remember what it was like at the end of last year. Here's some other interesting data I wanted to show you. I track people across the year, like how much you improve, what's going on. I have people just, how do you do at the very beginning? You know, like this person got 2 right out of 30. And at the end, they got 24 right. So they improved by 22. That's what this column, I didn't name these columns because I wasn't planning on showing anybody this, but I wanted to show you to let you know that there are some people who make really big gains. You know, these are in percents, you know what I mean? This is 1100%. And I anonymize these. So these are actual people. They may even be your brothers, sisters, cousins, who knows, neighbors. There are people down here who, after 18 weeks of physics, they got worse. 20% worse, 30% worse, 40% worse. And here's where I think this fisherman comes into play. If I was going to lump these type of people, and they have names, I know the names of all these people. I can take the numbers away and I know who they are. But I think that the people who are up here, they're people who ask questions. They know they don't understand something, like, whoa, wait a second. So you're saying this. The people I interact with frequently, that back and forth between me and you is going to be really important. These people down here, I would have to drag them in. Like, hey, I see that you don't get this. Please come in. And then they just are like, no. There's two types of mentalities here. There's people who, we call it the set versus the fixed. The people who are set mentality, and maybe this is you. I'm no good at math. Oh, I'm terrible at reading. Oh, I'm just no good at basketball. That's just who I am. Or there's the mentality of like, I can get better. I know I don't get it now, but I can get better. And so many of these people up here, you'll notice like 2 right, 2 right, 3 right. And you go down here, and these people here, 5 right, 15 right, 11 right. So in theory, some of these people down here started out with way more. Oh, I have it, but then they lose it. So I think it's really important that we look to each other as Mr. Hare is not here to be, when you see marks on your paper, that's me trying to help. It's me trying to give you feedback. Like, I'm sure that some of you are in athletics and your coach is like, you know, when you shoot, bring your elbow in. We're trying to give you some feedback. So I think a lot of people over here, they can sort of humanize me, and they don't see me as this authority figure trying to give them a D or an F or like whatever, squelch their fun. I think the people over here kind of see me as like, oh, okay, as someone who's there to guide you. And I want you to get into that mindset too. As we're working our way through this, that, you know, Mr. Hare's a human, he makes mistakes, and I've been in this business for 18 years, and I want nothing more than to help you. And I'm getting better at it. I've got data on that too. So these are a lot of years. This is how, whatever. All this is saying that over the years, Mr. Hare's getting better. Like, how much per year are people getting better? And there's a positive trend to how people are doing. So a lot of science just looking at data. And speaking of looking at data, I've got one more video to quick show you that kind of gets to the heart of science. This is a really great YouTube site that I like. And this guy, he got his PhD. I forget what his name is, but he got his PhD in physics communication. So it's really interesting. He makes videos that are really great about science. He made a really neat one about swans. And I want to show you this video. And that's going to wrap up our time today. Can you solve this?
I'm going to give you guys 3 numbers, a 3-number sequence, and I have a rule in mind that these 3 numbers obey. And I want you to try to figure out what that rule is. But the way that you can get information is by proposing your own set of 3 numbers, to which I will say, yes, that follows my rule, or no, it doesn't follow my rule, and then you can propose what you think the rule is. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so here are the 3 numbers. 2, 4, 8.
2, 4, 8.
You don't need to continue the sequence. You can propose a totally different sequence, whatever you want to propose, and I will simply say yes or no. That follows my rule.
2, 4, 8. 16, 32.
16, 32, and
64.
Yeah. Those also follow my rule.
Okay.
What's the rule? What are you thinking?
Multiply by 2.
That is not my rule.
What?
That's not my rule. But you're allowed, if you want, propose 3 other numbers.
3, 6, 12.
3, 6, 12.
3, 6, 12 follows my rule.
10, 20, 40.
10, 20, 40.
That follows the rule.
Yeah, I'm still multiplying by 2.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. And yes, it follows my rule, but no, it's not my rule.
5, 10,
10 and 20.
Follows my rule.
100,
200. 400.
Follows my rule.
500, 1,000, 2,000.
Follows my rule.
Want me to keep going?
But do I just keep going? You're going to tell me your rule?
Am I doing it the wrong way? Am I approaching this the wrong way?
You're totally fine,
Okay.
but you're approaching it the way most people approach it. Like, think strategically about this. You want information.
Yeah.
I have information. The point of the 3 numbers, right, is to allow you to figure out what the rule is.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you the numbers that I don't think fits the sequence and then see what you say. So I'll say 2, 4, 7.
Fits my rule.
So whatever I propose is right?
So is your rule like you can propose any number? So the rule is anything we say is yes.
No.
Damn it.
But you are on the right track now. Hit me with 3 numbers.
3, 6, 9.
Follows my rule.
Oh, that didn't follow my rule.
This is good, right?
5, 10, 15.
That follows my rule.
What? Oh. Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Follows the rule.
What about 7, 8, 9?
Follows. Yes, that follows the rule.
8, 16, 39.
Fits the rule.
Excellent.
But we're no closer to the rule. I want you to get to the rule. How about 1, 7, 13? Follows the rule.
What?
11, 12, 13.
How does this
Follows
make
the rule.
sense?
10,
I don't
9,
know how
8.
to do this.
Does not follow the rule. 10, 9, 8 does not.
Oh, so is it all in ascending order?
Booyah.
Okay.
Up top. Yes, first
that
ones
what
to
it
get
is?
it. You guys nailed it. That's the rule.
That's
That's the rule. Increase numbers in increasing order.
Aw.
Numbers in ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 25. Doesn't matter. Any numbers in ascending order. I was inspired to make this video by the book The Black Swan by Nassim Taleb. Now, the black swan is a metaphor for the unknown and the unexpected. I mean, in the old world, the theory was that all swans were white. So each instance of a white swan would make you think, yeah, that theory's pretty good. But the point is, you can never prove a theory true. And in fact, when people found Australia, they realized that there were black swans. What was interesting for me was that everyone I spoke to came up with a rule very early on and then only proposed numbers that fit with that rule they were thinking. I was looking for you guys to propose a set of numbers that didn't follow your rule
Right.
and didn't follow my rule. I was looking for you guys not to try to confirm what you believe. You're always asking something where you expect the answer to be yes, right? Like you're trying to get at it. Yeah.
But instead you want to get the no.
You want to get the no because that's much more informational for you than the yes. Like if everything's
No, that
giving a
is
yes.
true. That is really true once you say that.
That is what's so important about the scientific method. We set out to disprove our theories. And it's when we can't disprove them that we say, this must be getting at something really true about our reality. So I think we should do that in all aspects of our lives. If you think that something is true, you should try as hard as you can to disprove it. Only then can you really get at the truth and not fool yourself.
I think that this is really true for a lot of us, and it will be in physics. I say this a lot, that good students will stick with the problem until they get it right. You know, I stuck with it. I got it right, Mr. Hare. Great students will stick with problems until they can't get them wrong. So you got one right. That's awesome. Did someone help you? Were you like, coach, did you look at the answer? Great students will try it again. They continue trying until they can't get it wrong. And when you can't get it wrong, you're going somewhere. The same with this universe. There's nobody there telling us whether our theories are correct or if our theories are incorrect about how this world works. We just keep trying and we keep trying to get it wrong. And when we can't get it wrong, that's where we really make some headway. Kids, I'm really excited about this year. I know that it's different. Maybe you're disappointed. I don't know how you're feeling about this year, but I promise you we're going to get through it together, and it's going to be okay. There have been many generations of human beings on this planet, and we've all gotten through somehow, and I promise you that we are no different. Like, we will continue, we will make it through, and we're going to be just fine. So, keep the communication open with me. If you've got questions, my door is always open. My email is always there. You can always call. I look forward to working with you this year, and we'll see you later.